Okay, we are live streaming. Oh boy, that's exciting. That is so cool. Oh, I don't want that there. I want no, none of that. None of that. I want this guy. This guy comes out, right? Yeah, that guy. That guy comes out, he goes there. Then I push this thing over here and put that right there. That's fine. Right? That's cool. Okay, and today's live stream, I'm gonna do some sound design. We're gonna make some waves and whatnot. How exciting is that? Super cool. And then maybe we'll make a song. We'll work on some like WIPs or something, and then yeah, it should be good. Probably not going to be a very long stream this time around. Yeah, let's ping people. I did it. I did the thing. Okay. I need to get good at Razor, which is something I suck at because I think I'm so used to having like a nice little visualization for like every single envelope and filter and whatnot, so I need to get like good at like literally just using my ears. Who would have thought? But Razor's super cool. There's like a lot of cool shit. Like, I don't know, there's so much cool shit. But now I can't hear anything. Like that's pretty good. You know, harmonics, man. Pretty good. So like this is when we can start like mapping shit, you know? Like if we turn on configure, that guy goes there. That's pretty cool. And then we can add another thing. What's mix pitch bend? What does this guy do? Let's just figure out what this guy does. Okay, we just have this is just an interpolation between just saw wave and transposing by harmonics. And then let's see what we can map. So I can map amplitude envelope, LFO, sidechain, echo steps. I can map pitch bend to it, key track. Okay. So there's no like fast modulation. That's to be expected. So I can't put like audio rate modulation. So I don't understand. Pseudo pitch bend is basically the same thing as the pitch bend again, right? Whoa, that's fucking... Okay, like very bright, kind of painful, but also pretty cool, you know? Also pretty cool. Like, let's set that to resampling, and then... Okay. What does waterbed do? What the fuck? Hold on. That's pretty good. Okay, so we can put that guy goes on that. Let's turn off that, and then this goes back on. What the fuck is gaps? Oh, I forgot I should keep looking at this as a visualization. Okay. I made a whole bunch of sounds here. The beginning bit was better. What happens if we stretch this guy out now? Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's crazy. Cool stuff. All right, let's go back to Razor. What are we doing here? We got nothing loaded up right now. Mixed pitch bend. Okay. It's like a fucked up comb filter. Okay, gaps kind of weird. It'd be cool if I can only hear that. It's pretty good. That's cool. I messed with this for just like 1 second, and then that fucked the phase of everything, and then it started sounding like a disperser. Pretty cool. Okay, I want to try to make something a little bit more deliberate instead of just crazy sound design bath mud pie stuff. So how are we gonna what can we do? What can we do? We can set something to low pass filter, right? We have mixed pitch bend. And then we can map, go here to map LFO1, set to hertz. Yeah, I don't like the interface for how you deal with the LFOs. It's so dated. Right, and then here. Because like I can't make this sync to the grid, like right, like how would I can make it sync to the grid, but I can't set a trigger. What do we got? Vowel? No, I don't want vowels. I just want... Okay, so a bandpass filter. Why is it, here, let's turn off public. Public chill. I want this to be like a much skinnier bandpass. But it doesn't sound like a bandpass at all. This is a band reject filter. This is not a bandpass filter. Well, what's going on? Bandwidth? Okay, now it's like a bandpass filter. It's like parallel processing a bandpass filter with the input signal, but I'm getting confused. Okay, let's just go init Razor again. Right? Why does this sound so colored? Oh, it's transforming with the spellbook. Right. Oh, I have a delay on it. I'm so silly. Okay, sawtooth wave. God, I fucking love the low pass filter in this. It sounds so good. Okay. Well, what am I doing? We can try using number pitch bend was cool. What is sick pitch bend? It's kind of cool. It's pretty sick, yeah. So I'm choosing by the number. It's like stacking. You're like stacking intervals on top of itself. Man, I gotta say, after like all the shit in here is so much related to like just intonation, like microtonal theory in terms of how all of these pitch bends work. Because you're like even here, this is like a prime pitch bend thing, and you're gonna change the ratio by prime amounts. That doesn't sound like primes. That just sounds like the very beginning of the harmonic series. Why is it called primes? I wish I knew what color did. So like, what is ratio? Amount is there. Amp is there. So if we like put this on that, put this on that, put this on, I guess color isn't a knob. Put that on color. Why, by default, it's set to there's only one voice, it sounds like? I'm trying to play chords, and it's just one note. Oh, it's on mono. Gotcha. Okay, we set this alpha 1. Like individual voices. I guess I could like put an envelope. I want to put like an envelope controlling the LFO, controlling another thing, but I don't know if I can quite do that. We can try. What happens if we map? Yeah, how does echo steps work? Because we have this echo thing over here. Interesting, okay. Okay, so let's turn off spellbook. And then we map this guy to echo steps. We set this guy to number pitch bend. Why isn't it playing now? Okay, then what is this one gonna be? Sync dissonance. What does sync dissonance do? Let's turn these off for a second. I have no idea how this works. It sounds like there's like a weird comb filter boosting thing over a saw wave. No idea what that does. Synced noise. It's just like random filtering. I guess if I'm changing the seed, then it's gonna sound like noise. Okay, that's not good. Octaves to song. Right. Okay, that's boring. What else? We did mix, pitch bend, pulse width. This is gonna be probably boring. Duo song. Oh, this is just for like making whatever the word is for why can't I think of the name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Wide saws with a low pass filter on it. Maybe not. Yeah, you just do that and then. Oh, my thing ain't even on. I don't think Razer doesn't have MPE. There's no way. Ain't no way. So I should probably set up my other MIDI keyboard, but that's like too much effort. Hoover? Hardly even know her, man. It's just pulse width. That's boring as shit. I mean, that's kind of cool, but I don't know. All right, that's enough reactor stuff. Let's make some sounds in Serum for a bit because I still need to get good at Serum. You know, that is something that has not changed. No, actually, something I'm wondering about Serum 2. Has there been an update that fixes bugs on this? Because every single time I drag a sample out of Serum 2, it crashes my entire project, even if there's nothing else loaded. Which I'm not liking. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where I would see that. Maybe there's like a Reddit for Serum. I don't see anyone talking about updates. Also, I haven't seen other people talking about this particular issue, so I'm like wondering if I did like something wrong. I don't know. But here we can I believe it usually it's stable if I chuck the sound directly back into itself. So if I take, I don't know, if I just like do a really high resonance and then I take that sound and I chuck it back into itself and then put it into spectral mode, then we can have like except now it doesn't sound anything like. That doesn't sound like it at all. Maybe it doesn't have to be through automation. Maybe it has to be maybe something like that. Right? Now we take this, put U in spectral. There we go. Right? Now I want this to be like here. And then set to for loop. Can I automate? I want to put an LFO that controls this, the size of that dude. I can. Okay. Okay, okay, that's kind of cool. Right, and then we can map that to that. That's a riser of some sort. Maybe there's something cooler we can do. Why does it just stop playing after a second? Oh, it's set to forward loop, but then it's not looping. Okay, the matrix LFO is too high. Filter A1 warp. Why are you? Why? What's your deal, man? Now it's not doing it. Okay, let's just set this basic shapes. It was already on basic shapes. Need to keep forgetting that. Then let's set it to, I said, yeah, run harmonics. We'll do something weird like the 7th harmonic, and then we can set this to FM from B 0 1. Just okay, that sounds like shit. Let's just make this a wavetable. Okay, yeah, that's fucking loud. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay. So take that, put that back into here. Let's do FFT, then 0. That's kind of cool. And then I don't know, this guy, go here. And then no, just do that. And I think if I click on this, and then I can set process all, I can like normalize everything. What's going on? Okay. Let's set this guy. This guy is going to be safe on hold. Jesus Christ. Okay, and then let's process all of them again. And then what did I want to do? Crossfade edges, probably. I want to like have smooth interpolation between everything. Probably crossfade edges. Yeah. Okay, and then let's add, what was the, there's a very cool reverb. I think it was nitrous. Hey, what's good? How you doing, Lucas? It's just wavetable. Yeah, this is weird. Too fast. Let's take this guy. Let's unmap you from FM. Remove from modulator. And then this guy. That's good, desync. It goes. I don't really know what else can I do? We can take, well, what's that thing that I did before? Is that Arpon? And then we set pattern, I think triplet. How did I do swing before? Forgetting how this thing fucking works. Also, it doesn't matter if I do. I already. We don't need to use the arpeggiator because I literally drew in a pattern here. What if we take in from Serum? In from Serum on Razor? And then we turn off this guy. And then we turn on the arpeggiator. Except you need to also be probably Serum 2. Can I not take in from the arpeggiator and serum? Is that not a thing I can do? That's very, very annoying if that is the case, right? No, serum's not playing anything either. That's because of this. But why isn't this taking anything in? Taking in, bro. It's going out to main, in from serum. You said this is serum too. Maybe I can't do that. It doesn't work with arpeggiator. That's fucking lame. I mean, I could set it to be in from pigments, and then this guy also is going to be in from pigments. We set that to in, and then pigments. Oh, we set that into pigments, and then that into pigments. And then on pigments itself, then we use the arpeggiator in this one, and this arpeggiator is really good. Doing any feedback later? I'm doing feedback at any point, except I just realized that I do have like 3 different people submitted feedback in my Discord and haven't responded yet. Eesh, I am slacking. But yeah, I'll do feedback right now if you got any tunes. Feel free to send them in. Okay, so this guy, we'll switch this one to this guy. Play something. Where's the sound, man? Why is it so low and playing forever? What the fuck is going on? Why is my keyboard not registering? Brother? Hello? What happened? Do I have to... Oh, this is all ends. Oh. Okay, we have that going. So now this guy. Okay, that got that. Yeah, that makes sense. I want to break the flow. I'm not really doing. I'm just trying to make random patches and sound design and stuff. So feel free to send it in whenever. You are allowed to break my flow. Okay, let's turn off. Let's set this instead to LFO, and then set the LFO to random. And then this guy will also be set to random, and then we'll set this guy to be LFO 2. I mean, okay, that's working. But now I have 3 different patches I'm juggling. It's pretty cool. And then we can have this guy. Is comb peak? What are comb peak? Okay, this guy for sure. Oh, I'm out of fucking LFOs already. See, this is just when I use spellbook. So I could easily just for kind of resample and record everything, and then use this to like generate ideas, right? I don't know why it's all pitched so low now. Let's go to that. I wasn't even recording the right thing. Oh, I see. Brother, record both. Right, and then you can take this, and then, I don't know, reverse it. Flatline it. I said reverse it, and then, fucking take a fat rack or something, and then stretch out. And like, this could just be some idea there. Like that in of itself is already an idea. Like take a shifter to make that snare less shit, and then transient gate it or something. Anyways, something like that. Okay. Desync sent in 3 different WIPs. Probably not gonna listen to all of them, but okay, let's see which one sounds the coolest based on the name entirely alone. Let's read a book by its cover. Gotta be Rest Stop, right? Rest Stop for sure. Okay, let's check this out.
Before we get started, make the room as quiet as possible, and then adjust the volume of the recorder to a level that will be...
There's a click, like right here.
And then adjust the...
Did right when he says "and then" sounds like you like cut the audio up or something. Just
as quiet as possible, and then adjust the volume of the recorder to a level that will be comfortable for those with normal hearing.
There's okay, a couple things. One, I want to hear like a pre-drop vocal or like some sort of sound or whatever. It just kind of goes to complete silence to a point where I'm like, I'm expecting something to happen, just absolutely nothing happens, and then the drop comes in. So I don't know, some sort of pre-drop thing, some sound design, some like whoa, 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 boom, you know, some little thing just to signify, you know, the drop is coming, a drum fill or whatever. And then I also think there's this like layer of like background white noise vinyl static thing that's happening like all the way in the background, and I think you can either remove that or turn it down much more, because I don't think it's adding that much during the drop, by the way. Specifically during the drop, it's fine in the intro or whatever. Maybe have it in different sections, and have parts where it's not playing, because I don't know, when you can have with it playing in the background, it like makes it feel a little bit more busy in a way when it's not actually any more busy, because there's just this tiny layer of noise. And if you remove that, it'll make every individual element stick out a little bit more, I think. I don't know, I could be maybe that's just subjective. It doesn't like sound wrong per se, but I would tone it back a little. Also the snare, I can hear like the individual layers on your snare, which I feel like I don't want to be able to hear each of the individual layers, if that makes sense. So there's this like really high-end open hat thing that's ringing out, and I feel like you can turn that down just a little bit, and then it'll properly like glue together and get masked with the rest of the elements in the snare. It's pretty much fine, but like, I don't know, maybe some transient gating on the snare also as a whole. So like on your grouped, like that can make it all stick together better. Is all of your grouped layers on your snare that are in one group, put a compressor on that group, give it like a 30-40 second attack time or something like that, and then it'll add a transient for the whole entire grouped element. It'll glue it all together a lot better, and also make this snare a little bit more punchy, because as it stands, I feel like it's kind of lacking a transient. Again, it's not terrible, but. And I would make the release of the open hat sound, the really high end white noise, I would make that release a lot shorter. So I would add a fade to that, because that bit, again, this could just be subjective, you know, all of it's subjective, but I think like all of the snare is gone with the exception of the tail of that sample, and I want the tail of that sample to be gone either at the exact same time or just like a tiny bit after, not this long period after, right? Because it sounds like the first like 150 milliseconds everything's gone, and then the next, for the up to 300 milliseconds, you have that thing ringing out. So those are my thoughts. Okay, and then it stops there. Yeah, definitely good song. Would make it longer, so you can add a brief, like maybe 8-bar breakdown or something. Bring that vocal back in, like there's just like a drum break or something. Remove the sub, just like this kind of filtered drum break in the background. The vocal says something whimsical or trippy or whatever, and then you have another break, and then goes back into the same thing with maybe like an extra hi-hat added for like some extra energy, and then variations on the sound design. Like you practically have the entire like template set up, and you can like finish the song pretty quickly, I think, and make another like B section. Sounds really cool. It reminds me a lot of the Rust music, the Oxidized Volume 1, that type of sound of that, like just like that sound design, this like kind of sub genre of music, similar to Ovoid a little bit. I dig it a lot. Very, very cool stuff. Yeah, otherwise I don't really have too much else to say. It doesn't look like it's like mastered at all, so, but like the mix is sounding pretty good. Just like I have my couple complaints about the snare, pre-drop vocal, some sort of pre-drop thing, and there's a click. So like honestly, yeah, like the only real creative feedback I have to give, yeah, I can hear the influence. Yeah, no, the Oxidized Volume 1 album, Oxidized Volume 1, This is like my favorite compilation album, like period. Like it's very rare where a compilation album feels like a cohesive like entire story of music. You know, usually it's just like a bunch of random one-off tracks, but it all works really well together, I think, even though like, you know, it's very different production styles. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. Ferric Suite, Easy Jack, so fucking good. Yeah, it reminds me of which one am I thinking of? Not Gene Splice. No, Vaporize is the one that sounds like James Bond. This one. It reminds me of this one. This, yeah. I don't know exactly why it reminds me of that, because like the sound design's pretty different, but just it has that same kind of color to it. It's the same BPM, same type of drums and whatnot, and then like kind of similar color and whatnot. Yeah, it's pretty good. I need to stop saying whatnot. I added it in my stream title, and I'm just throwing it in every fucking sentence I say. Okay, let's here. I'll peep one more. Ooh, XN is typing. He's submitting one. That's exciting. We'll peep that in a second, and then here, Wildside, WIP, or XP based connections. XP based connections has more of a peculiar name, so I'm clicking that one. We got a very long ambient intro. I'm probably gonna skip through it a bit. There's a click like immediately right there. I'll turn down the swelling, like violin sounding sound just a little bit, like in this section. It's like the top end white noise of, not white noise, but like the top end of the swelling violin thing is like overtaking the percussion in a way. I would just turn it down like 3 dB, maybe at this part. Or just turn up the other elements. The snare is lacking a lot of like just mids in general. Like all the percussion feels like it's has a high pass filter on it, in a sense that it's like a little bit too high. There's not really that much mids going on. I think the snare is also too loud in this section. I think there's a little bit too much going on here. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, I would say there's a little bit too much going on. So you have like this kind of like what looks like a constantly pulsing sub bass, which is like pulsing really fast to the point where like I feel like it's probably gonna make some like I don't know, weird phase interference, whatever issues, because if you keep repeating that wave and it's pulsing like that, like hypothetically, if it's playing in a room, then the room would respond and then create like, you know, like there'd be like room modes based on like what the phase is of the sub, but if you're like cutting out and pulsing the phase or the sub relatively quickly, then the phase is going to keep resetting, not at the end of its cycle. It's going to be wherever that MIDI note is, and then maybe they'll introduce issues. And then it just sounds kind of weird. I would like maybe have it boom out at some points and then do the pulsing at different points, and so you can have a little bit of like dynamics in terms of how you're articulating the sub bass. And then there's this like 16th note, or like this like kind of choppy mid-range noisy element thing that comes in immediately. Like you have the vocal coming in, the stub coming in, the snare coming in, this like kind of high-end mid-range noisy tremolo thing coming in at the same time, and then like all the percussion. It feels like a lot of stuff is happening at the same time, whereas I think if you really want to make it hit and evolve, you could perhaps limit it down, remove a few elements when the initial drop hits. So like with the drop hits and you just hear the drums, the vocal, and the sub bass, and the sub bass is simplified in this section, right? And then you're like, okay, this is the vibe, this is the vocal or whatever, and then after like 4 bars of that, then you start introducing the other elements, and then it starts expanding. And then by the time later in the song, it can get just as like quote unquote chaotic as it is right now, but you've warmed the listener up for it, right? I think that's probably how I would go about like working the song if I were to work on this. That's the wrong song. Hold on. Yeah, and there's also like a melody in the background that I didn't realize. My cat is here to beg for attention. I would just like maybe turn up the melody there. I heard this little like boop boop thing. Yeah, the little boop boop thing, like that sounds really nice, but it's like kind of buried behind everything else. That could probably be turned up. The cat is demanding attention right now. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just mostly just like some subtractive work. There's a lot of like Foley going on that is like kind of mid-range stuff. So like maybe work on EQing a lot of the like ear candy stuff so that it's not like interfering with other elements, because I feel like a lot of it is getting masked and I can't very clearly hear most of the like ear candy elements, but it's still, you know, affecting the mix as a whole because everything's getting masked. So I would like try to find elements that you can remove without really changing anything. I bet there's a lot of sounds in here that aren't actually doing anything and are just kind of taking up space, because this is an issue that I have all the time. I always like put way too much shit in a song and then I have to figure out, okay, what can I not even really hear or focus on or pay attention? What isn't adding anything? Because you have a couple like really main, like really focused ideas that are good, and then I guess you have to figure out, okay, what of these like other sounds and ear candy stuff is accentuating and making this idea better versus what is distracting from it. I think that's, yeah. And yeah, I would like maybe sometimes have an 808 boom out. Like so it seems like you're either pulsing the sub constantly or you have a constant sustained note on that higher note, right? You're doing this like low and pulsing, and then there's that higher note that stays sustained. Maybe like boom out with a high release so that it like fades to silence, but like slowly, you know, that's already a whole other like dynamic and feel and sound that I think could like really work for different sections. And yeah, and also what Exon said, I think, yeah, turn the snare down and add some Foley, I think, can make the snare pop a lot more. Let's skip ahead a little bit. I think that little right there is too distorted, just like relative to everything else. I fucking love the sound right when it hits. That sounds awesome. I want to hear that come back in again. Okay. Yeah, definitely there's like too much distortion going on with some of those sounds to the point where like I don't know, it's just losing like kind of character in this. I feel like this is like, you know, as a down tempo song, you can really work with dynamics and it doesn't need to be there's certain sounds that are just like super squashed where some sounds aren't. It's kind of inconsistent in an unnatural sounding way, you know. Turn up the melody, I think. Really cool, beautiful melodies and stuff going on, but they're kind of hard to pay attention to just because there's, again, yeah, I think it's just subtractive work, really figuring out what elements do need to stay and what you can remove without really compromising much. Turn the snare down, turn up some of the more melodic elements and stuff like that. Yeah, I think those are like my biggest takes. Okay, really cool. Love the second drop. Really beautiful, really cool stuff. Yeah, of course. All right, Exon submitted a thing, so I'm gonna skip Wild Side maybe next time. But yeah, let's peep Exon's thing and see how this one goes. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for submitting that. Really beautiful stuff. Really dig it. Yeah, the second drop really works out. I like the second drop much more than the first drop. And that's always like kind of an issue. It's like, you know, the second drop often works based on us already having an impression of the first drop, so you can expand upon the ideas there. So I don't know if you necessarily can go make the first drop better compared to the second one, because that's always the thing. It's like, okay, the first drop's cool, then you make the second drop better, then you have to go back and make the first drop better, but then the first drop is now better than the second drop, and you're just jumping back and forth. I don't know. It's subjective. Those are my impressions. But yeah, very cool stuff. All right, let's check out Exon's song. I don't like the clicks. I don't know. I'm a baby. I think it's too clicky. I know it's intentional with the sound and stuff, you know, because these are very percussive. But I don't like hearing digital clicks in my percussion. You know, that's just me. Ignore me if you don't agree. Okay, big squelchy dude. My cat. There's so much going on. I'm getting all distracted. This is fucking awesome. Big squelchy dudes are too fucking bright. Which like, yeah, good luck taking care of that because it's like entirely high frequency shit. But I think you could just turn it down a decent bit, like 3, 4, 5 dB. You probably don't have to do any crazy soothe or very little. I think it's mostly like a volume thing. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, particularly there, especially the stuff that's panning around. I feel like when you pan something, you need to be even more conscious about something that's panned, that's high frequency stuff, because like let's say I'm in my car, right, and I'm on like the, you know, on the driver's side and I'm driving, and then something pans to the left and is high frequency. It's going to be way louder because it's all concentrated on like one side. Generally, stuff that's panned is going to be turned down relative to something that's like centered, basically. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. I feel like around here, I think that might be a little bit too resonant. Let me go back again. It's not too resonant, I think, but there's just a lot of shit happening at the same time that I would turn down. Mostly the high frequency stuff and a lot of the glitches. Probably also could do with some like subtractive work, because there's a lot of fills where it sounds like there's multiple elements playing at the same time, to the point where it gets a little chaotic and distracting. Though that is the vibe. Maybe you could tone it down a little bit and make it sound cleaner and still not lose anything. Yeah, this stuff is way too loud. I would turn down, maybe put a compressor. This is probably a good point to put some compression. Yeah, compression that's like focused on like the mids and highs. This shit's crazy. Is it just me, or I think this part of the song is mixed much better than, like, it's not really having. Maybe I just got used to it. Maybe my ears are just used to it being fucking loud. Awesome. Really fucking cool. Love the build up in the beginning. I mean, the whole thing, it fucking bangs. You know it's good. You know it's good. Yeah, mostly just like loudness issues with certain elements and stuff. I think some of the erosion sounds towards the very end, I'm a stickler for erosion, but the sounds, especially in the end, I think you could turn down the erosion or just like the amount of whatever your noise oscillator is doing relative to everything else. It is a little bit less noise, just a little bit. This guy over here. Just a tiny bit. I don't, just ignore that. Ignore that. That's totally subjective. Like, if I would just turn that down, like the noise like 2-3 dB personally. But it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say other than loudness on the big squelchy painful dudes, but that's always an issue with this fucking genre, because we tend to make sounds that are at the most god-awful painful frequencies. So yeah, really fucking cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to add. Yeah, really cool. All right, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick, and I'll be back in, like, I don't know, a couple minutes. If anyone else wants to submit a thing for feedback, I'm in a feedbacky mood. Go ahead and drop it in the feedback thing in the Discord channel, and then I'll take a peep. All right, I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. What was I doing? I just like threw some sounds together and made a shitty. Okay, yeah, that's garbage. Let's what were we doing? We took 3 patches and routed them all through the same MIDI. We have the arpeggiator from Pigments playing reactor and assist serum thingy. I think it's kind of cool. Let's stop that. It's such a weird. It sounds so phasey in a weird way. Oh, it's not even. We're only playing the serum thing too. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, wait, I just said, how do I, come on. Okay. What do we have? Low pass phaser? Low pass phaser might be cool. Okay. Okay, my cat is begging for attention. I love it. Amplitude envelope. My God, she won't give up. Okay, and then this guy. Okay, and then we'll add to amplitude the same envelope, right? Forget about the color knob. Okay. Okay. does reverse do? Come on. Okay, creates a subharmonic series. Okay, so we can put envelope on this guy as well. Yeah, I don't know Razor very well at all, and I need to get good. That's what I need to do. It's still like kind of unclassed, honestly, in how it sounds. Except I want the envelope. I still don't even... Oh, we're on envelope 2. Okay, I need it to stay in like the same pitch though. And these kind of all make it sound... These are all kind of pitch shifting. What does beating do? That's kind of cool. Okay, and then this guy, we can just have low pass. And then turn off spellbook. What if we... How fast can I spin this? What if we take an LFO? Right? So get this. I set spellbook. This is spinning 16 times per second. Right? Or like I times how fast this spins by 16. Right? So this is now spinning 2 times per second times 16. This is 32 times per second, right? I can also take an LFO set to ramp up and then map that to the phase of this, right? So now this, why are you doing that? Why is it not moving for a second? Reset. What the fuck is going on? Why are you not moving? What the fuck? I've never seen this in my life. Okay, we're deleting the spellbook and then we're gonna bring in a new one. We're gonna hit Command Z. That's a unique bug. Weird. Okay, yeah, now it's fixed. Very, very weird. Anyways, okay, LFO, ramp up. Look at this, now it's spinning, right? And then I can make this spin 40 times a second, right? Or I can make it spin, I don't know, 200 times a second. But then we'll change that. Okay, it just breaks very quickly. It just can't actually move that fast. I don't really know what I'm doing, man. Okay, I'm very bored of this. Let's go to Serum instead. And then see, okay, the cat. I can't. I'm blaming the cat for me unable to make cool sounds at the moment. Is the ARP on? No. Do that, and then we'll do dynamic tube, we'll do broken tube. Bypass. Oh, okay. Okay, those ones just suck. Okay. Let's just start over. Yeah, and then let's just try to make a pretty patch, and then we can save that patch. I think that's the move. And then once I do that, I've been doing enough sound design. I think it's time I move on to working on the music probably, right? So let's change this to multi-sample, and then let's get a gamelan. Right? That's pretty. Interesting. The multi-sample is not tied to envelope. Then we set this mode harmonics. We'll do something quirky like 11/8. And then I'm never really getting great results with FMing. Yeah, that adds a nice like beef to everything. What the fuck is my cat doing? I can't. You can see her in the background. That's hilarious. She's just digging through everything. Gonna knock shit over. As she usually does. Oh, no, she didn't. Well done. Good job. Okay. Okay, let's just like play some random notes. This is what, a tritone? And then we set this to granular factory. What the fuck are you? Oh, she got even higher up. She's inside my bookshelf. Okay. And she's breaking something? What are you fucking doing? Hey. Yeah? Yeah. I don't know, man. Okay. I can't focus at all. Honestly, it sounds like distortion. I mean, that makes sense because it's like you're wavefolding. It sounds kind of like a little bit like a ballophone. Dude. I can't. Okay, let's put then ooh, can I FM from noise? Oh. Ooh. What? What the fuck? It's the same noise every single time? What's up with it? Like, I FM it enough and then it just, like, stops. No idea. That's actually kind of fucking awesome. Okay, how do I make this cooler? What can I add? We'll turn that off. We'll turn that off. I mean, if we want to make it all native within this, nah, we ain't doing that. We can add distortion. We can add filters. This filter can be disperser. What the fuck, dude? This is fucking nuts, actually. Let's what if we here, let's spellbook you, and then we put you on you and you on you, and then we take in back from pigments, and then pigments. But pigments again. This is fucking nuts, dude. Hold on. What if? Okay, let's turn off the spellbook, and then we map FM amount to MPE timbre. And then MPE timbre also. Yeah. Oh, but it doesn't... I can't control MPE through pigments? Because I can't route pigments into that, and I can't have the arpeggiator from pigments control this. Right, okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, I'm kind of upset about it, but I'll live. So let's use an arpeggiator. We can just make our own pigments arpeggiator, right? That's fine. Everything's fine. Get chord, and then we'll just do that. This has to go before. This sucks, man. I mean, I could still try to figure out the arpeggiator within this, I suppose. Anyways, the point is, I want to... Okay. So I want... Fucked up. I don't want to do from MPEY. I want to do from MPE pressure, which is Z. MPEZ. MPEZ. And then this guy will be something like that, and that guy will be something like that. And now I have an absurd amount of control with my fingers on the fucking expression thing. Right? So... Right? So if I turn off that... Okay. So let's turn these back on. Slow it down. No more distortion. This is hurting my brain, dude. Okay. All right, my brain hurts. But it's pretty cool, I think. Okay. It's fun. Sounds like shit though. Okay. That was kind of cool, but all right, let's go back to what we had before, because we had something really cool for a second, and then I tried mapping everything to MPE, and then it got way too chaotic and scary, right? So we had we're taking in from pigments, and pigments. Okay, what if This one's kind of cool. This one sounds pretty clean. This one's pretty cool. So, okay, let's make this a standalone thing. Why is this changing every beat or whatever? Understand, man. I don't know. All right, I'm getting fed up. Let's switch to some music, actually. Let's do some music thing. Yeah, let's go to this guy. Let us go to this guy. And then let's check. Things are going. All right. And then I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Be right back. Okay. All right, we're back again. Okay. We got this song. Let's work on this for a little bit. How are you doing? I think the snare, it's too spray-y, you know? Like, it could spray sometimes, but it's like, you know, every single time instead of, you know? Man, like my brain has expanded so much in terms of compressing snares. Just straight up learning to use this compression view instead of this one, massive. Because basically you're just looking at the little dip to push down the snare. So I increase the attack, look at a thing, I don't know, just having the visual accompany, you know, what I can hear. Huge. Yeah, I'm doing good. I've been working on some music again finally. That's good to hear. Got to maintain whatever reverse depression is. Miss making music. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Yeah, you got to take advantage of when the inspiration comes to you, you know? Because, like, I feel like you got to, like... Dude, this cat, what is your deal? What's wrong? I can't. Basically, like, when you aren't inspired, you have to work. You have to put in genuine effort and work to, like, you know, keep opening Ableton every single day, or, like, as often as you can, and keep working on music and, you know, focus on stuff and, like, create plans and whatever. And then when you are actually inspired and you just, like, are naturally making music all the time, you need to still, I think, also put in intentional effort to, like, to build strong foundations and, like, I don't know, basically what you're saying, maintaining the reverse depression thing, right? Now also it's like, don't burn out, because if you just, like, keep doing it constantly all the time, then, like, you might burn out. But, like, using that time or motivation to, like, start learning new things, I think, is really important. Like learning instruments or different, like theory, or no, I don't know. For me, like, when I'm more depressed and I don't feel the urge to, like, sit down in front of a computer and twist knob, that's when I'll, like, learn more theory and, like, learn to play an instrument. Because, like, playing an instrument is just, like, a repetitive, it's just practice, you know? It's just a meditative thing that doesn't actually require, like, creative effort per se. It's more so just, like, time put into the thing. So I think I think it's more so, at least for me, in my experience, is putting in when I'm not feeling creative or inspired or whatever, I'll work on basically the more manual labor intensive stuff that doesn't actually require creativity, so that when the time comes that I actually am inspired, then I can just, like, shit out an absurd amount of music that is, like, on a higher level, because I built up the foundations, if that makes any sense. So I don't know. That's kind of my take on it, at least for the moment. Because, like, lately, I don't know. It's on and off. For me, it's like I feel like every week, as I'm, like, going in and out of just, like, writer's block constantly. I guess it's not writer's block per se, but just, like, constantly being over whatever it is that I'm making, and then, dude, this cat, I can't. She's just interrupting every single, like, thought that I'm having. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling without articulating myself particularly well, but yeah, I think you get my point. Yeah. So just, like, yeah, take advantage, be happy for when the motivation comes, you know, because, like, you know, there's always going to be a time when you're depressed again, and then there's always going to be a time where you're feeling better. So just, like, keep that in mind. Yeah, be aware that you got the reverse depression thing. Take advantage of it, make some cool fucking music, and then whenever the fire leaves you, then you have to work on the discipline. Also working on the discipline the whole time, because discipline is what really matters the most. Yeah, watching your sesh and you sharing ideas feeds my own flow. Thanks. Yeah, I also like streaming. I mean, it's like I gain also from streaming, just like being here, forcing myself to sit down and work on music and talk to you guys. It makes me actually sit down and, like, do stuff. And pretty much every single song I've ever made while streaming was probably influenced to some degree by people in the chat. Someone has an idea for a thing and asks me a question, and then that steers my direction. So that's also been, like, really productive for me in terms of, I don't know, getting, like, tired of a thing, because, like I got people who can, like, point out shit. You've been thinking about how do I kill depression when it's unavoidable? I'm better off finding a way to work with it. Yeah. I feel like it's like, you know, don't be defined by, you know, depression or whatever, but, like, it's just a thing that comes and goes. Like, for me, like, maybe two times a year or so, I get extremely depressed in regards to my, like, artistic anxieties, and, like, I imagine most artists, like, go through similar stuff, and producers, right? Because this is, like, this field will, like, fucking destroy your ego. It'll build up your ego and then destroy it, and then shit on it, and then smear your ego into feces, and then dance over its grave or whatever, right? So you learn a lot about yourself and how to like manage that and maintain that and like figure out, you know, like it teaches you so much about yourself, putting yourself out there and dealing with all that shit. So for me, like when I do hit those like phases, like last year or so, I like got hit with like this big super depressive phase, and I was like, damn, I suck, I don't know anything, this fucking sucks. And I decided I was going to try to make that into like a learning moment, right? And so I was like, okay, well, why is it that I feel that I suck? I'm like, well, I don't know any music theory at all, my melodies kind of suck, I'm just relying on like randomization and whatnot. So I decided to like get better and put manual time into learning synthesizers and learning music theory and doing all this shit. And then I, you know, after I like, it changed my perspective and my approach on a lot of stuff, and I feel like I've leveled up massively in so many different ways. It's because like your skill set, like you're basically as strong as your weakest link, right? And so if you like can make really cool sound design but suck at writing melodies, then maybe put some time into learning about fucking counterpoint and like writing melodies and stuff. And having that, I don't know, that was like a very beneficial like awakening kind of learning moment that I had from being severely depressed about my own artistic like endeavors and anxieties and all of that. So like maybe like, you know, next time you get hit with the man, I fucking suck, like what's the point of anything, no one wants to listen to my music, like try digging deep down without being too self-deprecating and asking yourself, why is it that I feel this way? What am I looking to gain, you know? And I think if it ultimately is like, if it's something like, damn, no one listens to my music, that like that sucks, but you need to remove that part of your ego from it, because your end goal, I think, for you to be sane, I think your end goal with music should be to make the best music that you can possibly make, not to build a giant audience, right? Because I think if you can make the best music that you can possibly make, you're going to naturally build an audience as a result of that, and you can take active steps towards making better music, whereas building an audience is like winning the lottery, right? Like I have like 900 followers on SoundCloud, which is massive, I think, like for me, but it's still like pennies. And the entire reason why I have this following is because I got YouTube algorithmed a couple times. That's the entire reason, and it's entirely through luck. I got massively lucky, and I still have a tiny following, and I have to like remind myself, I don't deserve any of it. Right? No one deserves fucking, no one has deserved anything really, right? And so you just have to like be like grateful for what you have and what you don't have. And so just keeping in mind like what you do and don't, try not to get like too tied up with like numbers and whatnot, and focus specifically only on improving your music. Because I think if you make good music, then, you know, that's like what'll make you happy, right? I don't know, if I made like dog shit music, but I don't know, I had like a decent following or whatever, I feel like that would just be kind of unsatisfying, because I'm not like pushing any envelopes, and not like, I don't know, I feel like the point of like music and becoming an artist is to try to like carve out and create something unique or novel or new. And I think we should like just try to strive for that. I'm kind of just like mashing a bunch of different thoughts at once out of my mouth, and it's not going particularly great, but I think you get what I'm talking about. Okay. A bunch of people talking. You said, by the way, Pele, I was thinking about the interview with the microphone expert dude that talks about the side channel that entered into a Matt Davis, I think. Entered a conversation from side subs. I was testing here. If I got two sine waves, one oscillator on the right and another on the left, and you alter the phase of one of them, will the mono signal offset its center to the right or left because of speaker distance? If you alter the phase of them and then you mono it, it's going to cancel out completely if the phase is altered, because yeah, unless you're meaning the mono signal is the combined product of both of the waves by the time they reach you. I don't know, I don't fully understand that. And out of that, it taught me a lot about squelches, because I made it into a sawtooth to test stuff using bandpasses and stuff. Taught me how boring squelches are when you start from a mono signal start. I mean, squelches are entirely cool because of just like the pitch and filter movement together. It doesn't really have to do with stereo imaging, right? Offsetting right and left and interference can be interesting in it preset for certain goals. I mean, yeah, that's basically how whatever the fucking detuned saw wave thing is that's like in drum and bass all the time, you know, respaces. Okay, all right. The normal font said, for sure, it's clarifying the vision to figure out your own shit and like that. You have to join the process yourself without putting too much attention to the end goal. If that goal relies too much on people approving, yeah, you can't have your end goal needs to be something that you can accomplish, not that the universe will accomplish. That not that you can't make your end goal winning the lottery. That can't be it. And so you have to remind yourself of that and be conscious of that. And just like make your end goal just be to like make fucking good music. Okay. And so like, okay, my music isn't as good as I want it to be. Why is that? Oh, my build-ups suck. Why do your build-ups suck? Maybe try watching a video or recreating a build-up of a song that's really good. And then like you'll learn so much just in that process. And by putting intentional effort instead of just throwing yourself into another music making session, intentional effort into fixing or improving upon a thing will always fix or improve upon or change that thing. That's what I found. So when I'm like, damn, I don't know how to like do fucking like monophonic bass lines or whatever like well at all, I'll intentionally try to get better at making like distorted basses and stuff, and I do get a little bit better. I'm still pretty bad at it, but I am improving, you know. Paleo podcasts, that would be, yeah, podcasts would be cool. I have a couple friends that would be down for like podcast conversations or whatever. I feel like I would run out of topics pretty quickly, but I ramble plenty on my stream, though a lot of my ramblings are literally just like copy and paste ramblings from like a previous stream like a couple months before. I only got so many ideas in my head that I'm just kind of recycling through, right? But a podcast could be cool. I just gotta like get a better microphone really and have like a little bit more structure. Like it could be cool to like talk about marketing and stuff. Like, I mean, I'm shit at marketing, but I have a buddy of mine who like lives and breathes marketing, and like he always has really, really good ideas and stuff to talk about. And just like, I don't know, talk about sound design and shit. What it's like to be an artist, how to improve, stuff like that. That isn't per se, I don't even know if that would necessarily need to be a podcast though. I can just make motivational like YouTube videos where I'm like, the top 10 tricks to become a better producer. Step 1, get good at build-ups. I don't know. That's something like that. That's like, instead of videos that are entirely sound design focused, motivational speaker. Wow, look at me. I've noticed that people tend to have kind of unique sound signatures of them, not only to what they do well, but what they evade doing. Yeah, it's just patterns. I think Frequent, he has a couple, he's talked a bit about how like basically we are just like our most recent patterns that we do, you know, like all my songs in the past year are very similar to each other, just because like I do similar things to the song, like to this new song I'm gonna do very similar stuff that I did in the song right before, because that was the most recent thing I did. And just keep going. If you sum two waves together which are phase offset, the amplitude will be reduced. Yeah, and it also depends on what the timbre is of the wave. Yeah, and I guess it depends. It depends on the timbre and like where it's at in the phase thing. If you add two waves together that are 180 degrees out of phase, you're going to get rid of all the odd harmonics, or only the odd harmonics. All the even harmonics will get boosted. All the odd harmonics will get deleted. Because basically, if you an even harmonic is some number times 2, right? And 180 degrees times 2 is 360, which matches back up. Whereas all odd numbers are some number times 2 plus 1, like it's 2k plus 1. And so 2k plus 1 times 180 is going to equal some number, or basically it's going to equal 180 once you like reduce the phase back to between 0 and 360, if that makes any sense. Okay, so how is that different? Yeah, I was honestly not entirely sure what the fuck Lucas was talking about. I'm sorry, Lucas. Let me look back at it. I think he's just talking about using like two voices for like squelches and stuff, because it creates a lot of like timbral movement, because like when them both, if both things are out of phase, it's just like a detuned saw wave. That's the idea I was talking about, or that I was understanding. Like if you have a detuned saw wave, then all the partials are going to start interfering with each other, because if they're detuned, then all the partials are going to have phase interference because they're out of tune, and the phase interference is going to happen like rhythmically or whatever at a certain rate, right? Like that's the gist I was hearing, right? So we got like, it's fucking loud. I should use this instead. I mean, that could be fun also. And then we can set this guy to sample and hold, this guy to sample and hold, this guy to sample and hold, and we'll have bandpass 24, and we'll slap that guy on that, and then we'll slap that guy on pitch bend, and then we'll slap that guy on you detune him out. Okay, and then these all need to be smooth. I also kind of I vomited shit out, but I wonder if you could somehow offset the center, the mid signal, to the right or left with phase offset. I mean, I think so. I think you can take any sound, right? Like let's say, let's just go on my master, right? Well, let's go on my master after everything, after all the processing, and we'll turn it down a little bit so it doesn't clip. And then we'll set this EQ to mid side, and then we'll duplicate it into 2 channels. We'll call this mid, we'll call this side, and then we will get rid of all the mid, and then I mix it up. We're gonna keep all the mid, we're gonna get rid of all of the side, and then over here we will get rid of all of the mid, right? And then, wait, let's get rid of that thing. Oh, I fucking killed it, 86 BPM. Right, so now we have our mid and our side channel. And then we can just pan the mid around. That sounds fucking weird. That's pretty fucking weird, not gonna lie. Take an auto pan. Because like it's not completely mono, you know? But it kinda is. Crazy, actually. That was actually kind of cool loop point right there. Okay, actually, Lucas, yeah, you're totally onto something. This sounds kind of fucking awesome. Am I nuts? Like, this is just like a really cool widening technique in general. fucking crazy, dude. That sounds super cool. Good shit, Lucas. All right, man. Now I feel bad for being all like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He was onto something. We weren't. Really cool. Honestly, it sounds pretty cool on the master. Like maybe I could do this for like different sections or something. Like honestly, even just a light amount. I mean, it does sound like I'm panning my snare around, but like I think it still kind of works. Yeah, physical placement while retaining, like the song is still wide while there's a bunch of shit that's bouncing around within it. But it's like I feel like mid-pan is a stupid name for this. I gotta give it something cooler, right? Honestly, I like all of it, but I just don't like how this downbeat works. The build into this downbeat kind of suck. I think it's because it's the same idea as before, but just like a couple octaves down and distorted. It needs to be a little bit more of a variation with that idea. I'm waiting to hear it. Elongate the master BPM, just drop it to shit bass level? What? Just like automate the BPM. Is shit bass 70 BPM? Is that what shit bass is? In which case I agree. You want me to automate it? Or is it like, are you saying like automate the BPM and have it so that everything gets repitched super far down? In which case I have to like resample stuff and put it in a resampling mode and then automate it and whatnot. I'm probably gonna not do BPM automation here, at least not in any like of the more important parts, because I want it to be DJ friendly. I had to get BPM elongating surgery because my song was embarrassingly short. Nice. Is that just like just including it? Just the milli I didn't like. Oh, you know what? You know what? probably should fix the fucking flute sound. Yeah, no, don't do that, bud. It is pretty cool how it slows down right there, but something about it, the drums catching back up, are a little weird. Maybe I could do something with the snare. Zoom on scent hair. Like you want that like even like lower or something? Reversing the drums. That is a good idea to fix the little snare thing. Let's see that. By scent, you mean cunt. Cunt hair. Gotcha. High pass the subs and low pass the hats to 115 hertz on the hats. That's nuts. But triplet far. That reminds me heavy of a new video by Brian David Gilbert. David Gilbert. It's so good. It's so good. I think I posted this in my Discord. No. Yeah, I felt like that was necessary. Something about the three foghorns and the three trumpets coming out of each other. Yeah, that 100%, yeah. I think I just need different sound design. I just need a different. It's just the same idea the whole time. The whole fucking song. We just have this boom, boom, boom. Right? We just have that just repeating the whole time. That's kind of fucking lame. Right? What can we do with you? Where's the weird? I have a roar doing something funky somewhere. What is with the awful, awful, awful sound? You know what I'm saying? I hate it. I hate it. Why are you in this? Where do you come from? Where did you go? Something Cotton Eye Joe. Did I move this around? It's such a good sound otherwise. It's just some artifact from repitching, I guess. Fucking... That's painful. It's still there. I still hate it, but it's a little bit better now. Play all your 808s on C3 because it makes it sound way more better. There we go. I don't know. All right. It is 7 o'clock. I need to go outside while the sun is still out, and then I'm gonna go fucking rock climbing because I've been climbing rocks lately. So, yeah, it has been fun. So that means I am ending the stream. Yep, that's right. I'm doing it. It's about to happen. We're here at the end. Have I seen any of the work Matt Davis is putting into master tracks that have infrasonic sub? I mean, I heard him talking about it. I haven't like heard any of it. I mean, my understanding is you just get like a really fucking big rig and like tune your room appropriately to like deal with all the room modes and use a good room or whatever. And then like I don't know what mastering you would have to do. I don't know. I understand most of what he's talking about, but he's still kind of a wizard from my understanding of sound and audio. So, yeah. All right, thanks for hanging out, Normal Font. Appreciate the shit posting towards the end. That was some good stuff. Yeah. All right. Take care, y'all, and hope you have a good. It's the weekend, right? It is now the weekend. Yeah, enjoy your fucking weekend. All right, take care. Later.